Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, what I wanted to talk on is the gaming industry over? Pretty much, I personally think it's over. And the reason why I say that is because when PlayStation 2 and the Xbox came out, perfect. Like, that was like prime. Like, you're on top of the world, like king of the hill, everything that you can possibly think of. PlayStation 2 era, Xbox era, prime gaming. Prime gaming. Like, there wasn't the online stuff. It wasn't you gotta download games. None of that stuff. Prime gaming. Then it went up a notch when the Xbox 360s and the PlayStation 3s came out. And then it seemed like that when the Xbox Ones and then the PlayStation 4s came out, that's when it kind of started declining. And now it seems like with the PlayStation 5s and when the Xbox Series X, they're trying to make these games like PC games, and they're not. Like, if you play games on the PC, you're fine. You ain't got to worry about nothing. The only thing that you just got to worry about is having to keep constantly upgrade your PC. Alright? That's like one of the main reasons why I don't really want to get into PC gaming, but I know eventually I will have to, is because you're constantly having to upgrade. You know, and it might not be as much as it is like with the Xboxes and the PlayStations, but still, like, at a certain point in time, you're gonna have to upgrade. Because at one point in time, I remember back in 2015, 2016, there is these graphic cards and processors. They were like the best ones. And now they came out with these much more better ones. I'm like, yeah, bro. This stuff, it's, you know, it obviously, yes, it's advancing. But I feel like the one thing that is not advancing are the video games. Like, obviously, the companies that are making the PCs, obviously, the companies that are making the Xboxes and the PlayStations, they're trying to come out with products. Because imagine if game developers were behind the Xboxes and the PlayStations and the PCs. This stuff, like, literally will cause house fires. I'm saying, like, if you got something that's constantly crashing, breaking, having to constantly get updated and all this other stuff. Like, if it would have been consoles, like if these game developers would have been focused on the consoles, I'm telling you, it would have been, bro, there have been so many stories. It just been like how it was years ago when there probably were some game developers that were trying to do that. But remember when them Samsung Galaxy phones was blowing up in people's pockets? Remember that that trend that was going on, bro? I'm telling you, that's honestly what I think what would happen if these game developers, if they decide that they're gonna go out their way and make a console. That's why they're trying to go on something that's it's obviously it's difficult for them, but they're gonna go at something a little bit more easier. You know, because yeah, these companies, these game developers, they make games last for a year and that's it. Now there are some games that make it through the cuts, and that's more so like them like PlayStation exclusive games. Other single player games, you know, like if it's games like that, okay, cool, but games like Call of Duty, they make it to where those games only last for a year. After that, next one, mainly focused on that one. And it's always has been like that, but it seems like that now that you're making these games that requires more attention. And you're giving it Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 attention. No, you need to give it Xbox Series X or S and PlayStation 5 attention. Like, you guys definitely was slowing down on the Xbox Ones and PlayStation 4s, but it's like, no, you guys need to speed it up. Y'all need to focus on these games more, because when you're just sitting there letting these games, that's when the hackers start rolling in. That's when, you know, people start losing interest in these games. That's why you guys are getting, 2 stars or, excuse me, less when the game is initially released. But and I'm saying, like, because my thing is this. When was the last time NBA 2K got good ratings? When was the last time Madden got good ratings? When was the last time, what is another game? Call of Duty got good ratings? The people behind Battlefield, that's when it hit me, when I'm like, bruh, it's not these companies releasing a game every single year. No, they're not taking the time to work on these games. I'm saying, like, okay, Activision, you guys got Call of Duty Vanguard out now. Just work on that. Just focus on that. Because, no, here's what I want to bring to people's attention. Now, there's this game, a war game called War Thunder. Excuse me. That game's been out for years. That game's been out for a long time. I remember playing that game when I very first got into PC gaming. That was like back in like 2014, 2015. So that game's been out for a while. And it's still getting plays till this day. People still play that game till this day. Why? Because it's free. Yeah, you gotta pay for the cosmetics and the planes and all that other, but you can play the game and overall earn that stuff. If you just gotta grind, and that's the thing with a lot of those games. There's a lot of grinding, but that's the thing. Gameplay, it is fun. Like, that's the one thing I remember when I very first got into like PC gaming, and when I started playing War Thunder. War Thunder, that game was amazing. I would sit in my room, right? I would sit in my room. I'll be downstairs. I'll be anywhere in my house with my laptop, with my Xbox controller, because I was one of those people. But no, actually, no, that's what I remember what I was doing for a while. I was using the little mouse pad on the laptops. I wasn't even using an actual mouse. I was using the mouse pad, and that's how I was playing that game. But guess what? I was still having fun. Now, that game right there, that's a good game. Warframe, that's a good game. Well, I don't like the fact that you can't really. Well, I think if you grind and you gotta play it light, because that game, you're gonna have to grind in that game. Like that, I can't remember where I heard that at, but they say it'll take you forever. Like no, literally, it'll take you forever to grind in that game, beat every level, all that other extra stuff. Let me actually look it up real quick to see how long it will take. How long will it take to beat Warframe? It'll take roughly 50 hours or more to do it, but completing those missions are the key to doing everything fun in Warframe. Along the way, as you come to grip with Warframe system. Wait a minute. I remember I saw how many hours does it take. So there's like how long it'll take to beat Warframe. The estimated time to complete all 39 Warframe achievements is 200 plus hours. The estimate is based on I could have sworn I remember I seen something. Okay, hold on. There's like this post from 2016. So there's like complete, it's definitely defined, Fish's Curry storyline. What is these people? I'm just going to go ahead and say at least 5 days. Where did I read? I remember I saw somewhere they was all like, it would take you freaking a lifetime to beat that game. And I'm like, bro, see, that's why you can't listen to everybody on the internet. They'll say stuff and you're like, what are you talking about, bro? But anyways, but no, games like that, I remember playing Warframe. Warframe was amazing. What are some other games that's, see, and that's the thing, PC games, the developers, they take time on those games. They work on those games. They actually, they're trying to come out with a game that's gonna trend and it's gonna be good at the same time. Look at the one video game, Among Us. Now, it might have taken some time for that game to blow up and get to where it was, like, it was peaking, like, the gaming community and stuff, but it did. Eventually, people was all over that game, playing it nonstop. I had friends of mine that was, that I would play Call of Duty with. It is so weird when you got friends that you're playing Call of Duty with, reaching out to you saying, hey, you want to play Among Us? Like, nah, forget zombies, forget multiplayer. Let's play Among Us. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, I'm saying, like, that game peaked. And then that's the problem. That's the issue with these games, is that they get to console, and then after that, there's like a gap, or there's something that's missing from when a PC game goes to console. When a PC game goes to console, it flops. It's horrible. It's not good. It gets bad ratings. People are saying, like, this isn't the PC version. There's the one game. No, I'll never forget, because it was a coworker of mine's. We called him Jim Bob. That was his nickname. Not even lying. Like, no, everybody, I think, because so his actual government name, there's another person there that worked, and they worked in, like, similar areas and stuff at the cafe. So it was like, you call for one, and they both look. So to eliminate the issues, we decided we were going to call him Jim Bob. So anyways, my coworker Jim Bob, cool dude too. But no, there's this one game he played a lot of, and there's this video game called 7 Days to Die. Now, I remember when that game came out on PC, because at that time, it was like all these different survival games was coming out. You had DayZ coming out, because originally DayZ was a mod for this other somewhat like, it's a military survival game. But it's called Arma. I'm pretty sure people know of that game. But yeah, Arma 2 had this mod, and it was the DayZ mod, and it was the zombies and stuff. So at that time, DayZ came out, 7 Days to Die came out. I believe The Forest had came out around that time. What are some other H1Z1? Dang, what's the one game? Rust. There were so many different survival games coming out. But anyway, 7 Days to Die. That was like another like zombie survival game and stuff. And I don't think it was completely just zombies. There were some. I remember I got attacked. I think it was by like a dog or something in that game. But anyways. No, they still work on that game till this day. They still do like updates and all that other different stuff because that game had been in the early access for the longest. And that's one thing, I had to say about some of those like games on Steam, like in early access and all of that. No, there are developers that just get lazy, and that's why I'm like, okay, those developers, those people that do that to their games, no, they do not need to transition that game over to console because that game had been in early access. And I'm trying to think, is it still in early access? Let me check real quick, because if it is, I'm like, yeah, them developers do not care. So 7 Days to Die, let's see here on Steam, open world, blah blah blah. Oh, so it's not in early access anymore. Well, at one point in time, that game was in early access for like, freaking years, bruh. Years. Because I got into PC gaming when I was like in 2015. And yeah, it was like, so I was like about like 19. I was about like 19, 20 at the, well, no, I think I was 19, 18 or 19. But anyways, no, that game had been in like early access for so long. Like I even remember when GEMBOT, when he started, it was still in early access. And that was like maybe like 2017, 2018. And so it was like years later, a few years later, still in early access. And I can't remember when exactly that game got out of early access, but I remember playing the console version, and I was like, bro, this game is not appealing. This isn't a game that I want to continue playing. This is not a game that I find fun, and the only reason why I would play is to play with GEMBOT. That was it. But other than that, I'm like, he ain't going to be wanting to play this game 24/7. Eventually, he's going to want to move on and play something, and after that, I'm like, then there's no reason to even play. So I look at the long-term quality time I'm going to spend with this game. And if I don't see myself playing this game, if I don't see myself making videos out of this game or doing whatever, it ain't going to be a fun game, all right? And that's the same with DayZ. That's the same with all those survival games. All of those survival games did eventually come out on on console, and they all flopped. They all failed. DayZ came to console, it flopped. Rust came to console, it flopped. 7 Days to Die came to console, it flopped. I think The Forest was okay. Like I don't remember really hearing too much about The Forest, but I'm pretty sure the console version wasn't all that good either. I mean, I did play it, but I didn't play a whole lot of it. But anyways, but no, like a lot of those like survival games and a lot of just PC games in general, when they come to PC or go to console, they don't do as good. Now, I think it has something to do, like, when they're using, like, the different developers, because there's probably developers, they specialize only in PC, then there's others that specialize in console, and then they try to, copy and paste, but I'm like, that's the issue. You can't do that. You can't do that, a copy and paste a PC game to console, because it's not going to work out. And I think that's why a lot of developers, they abandon ship, because they're like, okay, well, we don't know what the issues are. We're trying to figure it out. We're coming out with these bugs. We're coming out with these patches. We're coming out with these updates. We don't know what to do. So we're just going to abandon ship. And that's what overall the developers did with 7 Days to Die. They just abandoned ship, stopped working on the game, stopped putting out updates. So there's all these bugs, there's all these issues, there's all these problems with this game, and the game just got abandoned. And I think it has something to do with the company that was behind that game being bought out. So overall, like, they, nothing could overall like work out with that game anymore. And I'm like, nah, that's stupid. You usually should buy everything. Don't just buy the title of the company and then not buy the games that come along with it, and you just leave this game being abandoned, and people are going out and buying this game, and it's not even being updated. It's not fun. It's not good. So I'm saying, like, no, it's stuff like that where it's like, if a game, that's why I've always been outspoken about this, where I'm like, if a game is getting like 3 stars or less, no, the game needs to either get 4 or 5 stars. Because that shows that the developers, they put in work for that game to earn that number. That wasn't no game where it was like, oh, it's just getting 4 or 5 stars for whatever. Like, no. It's because the developers put in work and they want nothing but the best for that game. But when games are getting like 3 stars or less, I don't care if it's like people are saying that the 3-star game is good. No, that game needs to get either 4 or 5 stars. Just so it shows that it's like, okay, we mean business when we're out here spending $60 on NBA 2K. No, $69.99 on NBA 2K or Madden. And you're like, we're buying these games for what? They're not good. They're not. You guys aren't doing the stuff that we want in this game. The controls are laggy. You guys were. It's not even a playing game. It's a casino game. I've always said that about that game. It's always been considered a casino. I've always considered it a casino game. People might not want to consider that, but I'm like, who's putting money and money and money into that game? Look at when KSI was putting thousands of dollars, bruh, into FIFA. I want to see if there's like a website or something. How much money KSI put into FIFA? KSI Network, how much does YouTube earnings? Nah, make money from FIFA coins. Nope. So they almost like, that's like a question I'll probably have to ask KSI the day if or when I ever meet him and stuff. But no, that's gonna be. I'm gonna make sure of it that I ask him that question. Like, how much money would you say that you put into FIFA? Because I remember there was a time where he said he put $1,000 into that game, and him doing that video and him saying how much money he put into that game. Guess how many? And this man has millions. Even at the time when he put that video out, bro had millions of subscribers. Okay, a lot of people in the FIFA community. So guess what they're going to do when they see him? He just bought the latest FIFA. He's doing these videos with FIFA. People are going to want to play that game. So they end up playing that game, but then they're putting money into it. That's why those companies do so well. They're not doing well because of gameplay. That's why these companies are releasing the same games every year. They might do some video where we're bragging about, oh yeah, we got them in these suits now where they're, it's more advanced and it's all this other stuff. You guys was probably doing that long before, if not, was probably doing something similar to it, and then now you want to promote it and stuff and all these, but eventually it's going to get to a point in time where it's like, okay, we don't care about that. What new things are you adding to the game? What are you doing to make this game funner? But if not, that's why I'm saying, at the end of the day, the gaming industry is dead. There are some games that make it out the cut. There are some games that's good. Then there's some games where people just get addicted to playing it because, that's just what they overall like. But there's a lot of games in this industry that is just bringing down the gaming industry. And gaming is just not, it's not fun anymore. Bro, I sat there and I've thought about, being a Twitch streamer and stuff. Because, mostly you see on Twitch is, people playing games and stuff. I've been on there and I'm like, fam, I really, at the end of the day, I should just go and just get, find a bunch of different things to do and just do some IRL streams. Because I'm saying, bro, it's or figure out some other things to do. Because I'm like, bro, playing games where I'm having to keep constantly, because that's my thing is I haven't sat down and just been able to just focus on one game. When I do, the more I feel like I play a game, the more I focus on the issues wrong with the game, where there's playing the Division 2 and I'm like, my character can't hide behind a wall in time, or playing NBA 2K and my character can't jump up to block a shot in time because the controls want to be all delayed and things. Now I did have a good time playing Madden. I'm trying to think. I think it was, I think I had a okay time playing FIFA too, but that's the thing. I'm not trying to keep constantly every year buying those games. And that's the one upsetting thing about FIFA and Madden is that so for those that don't know, I have the Xbox Series X, which means with the Xbox Series X, I don't think they have it where you can buy gold on there. You gotta buy the Xbox Game Pass months, or it's something like that. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, you're getting into that, and what comes along with it is the EA Play. They have nothing but old games. The new Battlefield game, I think they don't own Crysis anymore. I think that's when they remastered those games and re-released it. It wasn't through EA, it was through a different company. But Battlefield, that's still behind EA. What are the other games? Madden and FIFA and all the latest EA games that came out this year, not available. NHL, what are some other games? Yeah, they're not available on the EA Play. So I'm out here, and then they'll have it where it's maybe a $10 discount or a $7 discount. And I'm like, bro, no. My thing is, if I had, that's like if Netflix is you can watch our movie, but you're gonna have to buy it, but because you're a subscriber, we'll knock $10 off. I'm still paying the monthly fee. I don't think you guys fully understand. I'm still paying the monthly subscription for EA Play and for the Xbox Game Pass. I should be able to get like, all the latest games that's coming out, especially if it's a game behind your company, not the old games. That's like this. Yeah, they're making sure that you get to watch like Back to the Future for free, but the latest if they were to like come out with a remake of Back to the Future or some Netflix, they charge you. They're like, oh yeah, you can watch the original one for free, but you'll have to, everybody has watched that movie 100 million times, but the brand new one where it's, all this like fancy stuff that's going on in the movie, no, you're going to have to pay for that. People that are subscribed to Netflix would be outraged by that if they had to buy a movie and it's like, I'm already paying for the subscription, so why not have it, come along with the subscription? Like, I don't get that, like to me, that just doesn't, make any sense. So that's why I'm like, EA, I've always have considered them a scamming company, because I remember back during my Xbox 360 days, there was their one game, Skate 2, and I had bought that game digitally. I did not buy that game on a physical copy. I did not buy that game on disc. I bought that game on a digital version on my Xbox. So I remember I played that game, made a video of it, raging, calling the company out, saying that they're a scamming company and all this other stuff. I think, me personally, I'm like, maybe it's just one of my conspiracy theories, but I personally think that an executive at EA saw me do that video and they managed to pull some strings and they really was going to have me buy that game again. So no, I went to go, because that was the thing on the Xbox 360. When you bought a game, you could just go to the Xbox game store, go over that game. So let's say, for an example, if I had bought Black Ops digitally, right? I go and buy Black Ops digitally, have a little rage quit moment, delete the game, and I'm like, dang, you know what? I want to play the game again. Go turn on my Xbox, go to the game. They have it already been purchased, download again, and I download it for free, not purchasing nothing. No. EA, they wanted me to buy Skate 2 all over again, so that's what I did, and that's overall, I'm all like, what I always did if I was going to delete that game or delete any other game, and they were going to try some stuff like that, and no other game had did that. It was only Skate 2 that did that, because I bought so many Xbox games digitally, but I had to go through my download history and see all the different, or I think it was either the download history or the purchase history. But overall, I was like, I had to go through like a history thing to see the games that I bought. And I was like, oh, well, there it is, Skate 2. I'm like, yeah, so I don't know why they're having me pay for this game again. I'm like, yeah, that Xbox Game Pass, they just got so many different games on there that they can sell, but I don't know. That's what I did hear, was that there's like a copyright thing going on with games, and so I'm like, maybe, I don't know, but definitely right now the gaming industry is dying, because it's a lot of companies out there that just wants to make money. They're not releasing these games to have people have fun and all that stuff. No, they're releasing these games because they want people to overall just feed them money, give them more money. These multi-million and billion-dollar companies, you still need our money after years of me, for some people, middle school or elementary, middle school, high school, college days, adult years. I'm saying, like, you got people that are literally my age, 25 years old, that has been playing your guys' games, been heavily invested into them ever since I was a child, and you still need my money till this day? Nah. My thing is this. And to compare the gaming industry to a musician, right? Let's compare Madden to or NBA 2K to Jay-Z, because I know there was that one year where Jay-Z had came out with an he was like an executive producer, I believe, behind an NBA 2K game. But anyways, Jay-Z, an artist that has been, we've been listening to him since he was since we were kids, right? We've been listening to him since he came out in the 90s, so since then, right? So we've been listening to him all this time. He'd come out with an album every once in a while and stuff. And that's like, okay, so let's say he does that. He comes, or just like with the gaming industry, he comes out with a game every once in a while. Then there's Jay-Z coming out with he saved that money. He invested into the studios. He invested into his music. He invested into others, to like keep him on like top of the king of the hill and stuff. 2K on the other hand, they're still having, my thing is this. I feel like between the two companies, if Jay-Z were to stop making, money from his music, right? Like, or let's just say he were to have like no more income, like that, it's like just for 1 year, he has no income. He's not making any money from his music, basketball, nothing. Like it's just zero. Every month, every day, every second, he's making $0 and 0 cents. I feel like Jay-Z will be able to still survive, all right? Not because he has Beyonce on the side. No, because this man has saved his money. This man's all like, okay, well, I know what to do. Like, I've been in situations before where I wasn't making a whole lot of money. 2K, on the other hand, it just seems like with them, they're like, no, we've been thinking about this since the early days. All we want to do is make money. And I feel like if they were to go a year without making money, 2K would have to, like, shut down the company. No, 100%. They would have to shut down the company, probably be charging people an arm and a leg. They'll probably charge people $1,500 for a 2K game. I'm saying, like, they only care about the money. They do not care about gameplay. If they did, they would take all this, like, money stuff out where we got to give them coins on top of, and just have it where we're just focused on the game. Like, nah, they're like, you know what? No, you're going to be investing into this game every year, every day, whether you like it or not. So, yeah, that's all I see with companies like them. But anyways, other than that, I think I've talked on everything. I don't know. If I think of some more stuff, I'll probably do a part 2 to this. But yeah, for now, I do believe that the gaming industry is dying. So if it's not dying, it's definitely dead. Okay, like if it's like I'm checking a pulse, it's very, very faint. All right. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 38 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. And if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And make sure you use my Epic Games promo code TMossBoss. And yeah, in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace. We'll be right back.